And there we go. So welcome, guys. Welcome in. We've already got some likes, would you believe, even though we hadn't gone live.
Fantastic.
That's amazing. I'm loving it. Wait for it. Wait for it. He's on it. He's on it.
Yeah.
How are you guys? Are you well?
Doing really good. How are you?
Fabulous. Yeah, we're great. Thank you ever so much. So welcome to those that are coming in as they start. I'm going to just put up the comments so I can see them. Just bear with me. Why does it not want to give me the comments? Oh, there we go. Perfect. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you, my lovely? Are you well? Okay, so welcome to you, you lovely pair. It's fantastic to have you on here. So, guys, I'd like to welcome you to our show. This is Spirit Whisperers Live. I'm Charlotte Underwood. I'm an international medium and paranormal investigator. And I also have my lovely, lovely co-host, Shelley Smith, who is also a paranormal investigator.
Yay.
And very much an empath as well, who is learning.
Yeah.
So unfortunately this evening our other co-host Sam is not very well, so she won't be joining us this evening, so please pass out your prayers and love to her. And as we go on this evening, we welcome our wonderful guests, and I've been waiting to interview you guys. I've been so excited. I love you too. You're great. So we have the lovely Brian, Mary and Richel Stratton, so welcome to you guys.
Hello, thank you.
Hello, guys. I'm just having a look at who's coming in here. Oh, we've got lots. I'm going to get lost. Hi, Tej. Oh, that's my best friend. Hey, Tej. She's brill. Okay, we've got. Hey, Kay. How are you, sweetie? We've got a few people coming in. Fabulous. Yep. So, guys, I'm going to allow Shelley to start this evening, if that's all right, Shelley.
That's absolutely fine. Thank you very much to you both for coming in tonight. I know you've got a busy night ahead of you, but it's such a pleasure to have the both of you in. So I'm going to start talking to yourself, Richel, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, just can I ask questions to each of you?
Bye.
Yeah.
Don't mind me.
Why don't you go get me some water?
You got your little servant there, Richel.
What is that you're drinking there, Brian?
Just a Coke.
Just a Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the hard.
Oh, that looks so good. So, Richel, if you don't mind, I'll let you just tell us a little bit about yourself firstly, if that's okay.
That's fine. So I had my first paranormal experience when I was 8 years old. I woke up in the middle of the night to someone standing at the foot of my bed dressed in period clothing. I told my mom about it. She didn't really believe me. The following night, my sister woke up to the same person standing at the foot of her bed. And then our mom was like, oh, okay, there might be something to this. But she really wasn't trying to feed into it because she didn't want us to get scared. Yeah. So, when you're 8 years old, you only do so much. We were just like, oh, we saw a ghost at our house, blah, 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 blah. But we didn't actually research or do anything. Then as we got older, me and my sister started going on public ghost hunts and different investigations. We eventually she told me like, hey, there's a paranormal team in our area that I want to join. Do you want to join it with me? And I told her no. I said, you go first. And if it's not a cult, then maybe I'll tag along. I kind of put my sister out there to be the sacrificial lamb and see how it goes.
The guinea pig.
So I was like, it's your duty as my oldest sister to make sure that I'm safe. Sacrifice yourself for me. So she went and she said like she loved the team. They were awesome. They investigated the way that we liked to investigate. And I was like, that sounds amazing. I want to join. Can I go on the next investigation? And she's like, I'll ask the co-founder, Brian. I said, okay. Didn't really think. I was just like, all right, sounds good. And she comes back and she's like, he said no. I said, what?
Brian.
She's like, yeah, he said, we already have enough people. We don't need anyone else. And I was like, well, ask him again. Like,
you go, girl. Push your way in there. Why not?
I was like, ask him again. She's like, okay. So she asked again and he said no again. And then I'm very persistent. Okay. He'll tell you this. Like, also, I've told people I'm the baby sister. I'm used to getting told no, that people don't want me to tag along. So that's not going to discourage me whatsoever. If anything, it just, drives me more. And I told her, I said, ask him again and tell, like, there's enough ghosts to go around. I don't have to join the team. I just want to investigate. Like, you have enough people. Okay. Like, I don't have to be on it. So he eventually said, yes, I could come. And then I ended up getting on Riverbend Paranormal and meeting this guy, the one who didn't want me. And now he's my best friend.
Oh.
I have noticed that. You're so caring, Brian. I was watching one of the episodes with the new Ghost Hunters, and you were both in the asylum. Now, Richel, you were really picking up an energy, and it was making you really feel ill, and you had to go out and sit down. And Brian, I remember you saying, if there's somebody there, can you just take that away from Richel and just talk to me, tell me? And the minute the energy turned towards you, you were out that door. It was so funny. I was laughing.
That was a tough one. I don't like seeing her.
Yeah.
So the funny thing about that is like,
was it funny?
It was funny. I found it funny.
How we roles reversed, kind of. It was weird because, I'm sensitive. I don't exactly know what I am. People have told me that I'm an empath. People have told me I'm more than an empath. I'm not positive. I'm still trying to figure it out. I know that sometimes I pick up on things that I have to wade through, like, is this me or is this something else type of stuff? And I'm used to it. So when it happens in the moment, it's a lot, but I can bounce back quickly from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know what I need to do to get recentered or, like, I don't know, ground myself.
Ground yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Brian has said before that he's about as sensitive as a rock. So, like, for our
as intelligent as.
For our roles to reverse, it was really weird because I didn't know what to tell him to do to get the away. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, like, it was hard for me to see him like that because I was like, I know how to handle it when it's happening to me. And he knows, like, how to handle it when it's happening to me as well. But when the roles were reversed, I was like, I have no idea what to do to make you feel better or how, like, this is what I do. But it was funny. The show, they were interviewing me because after every run, they would interview us to ask us what happened. And they could tell that I wasn't present. And they're like, they're like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm really worried about Brian. They're like, okay, you're worried about him. Go, like, we get that. We can see that. They're like, go comfort him like you normally would. Like, go make sure he's okay. And I said, okay. And, like, my comforting is a little bit
terrible.
It's not okay, guys. Like,
she's kind of like, well, just get back to normal, bucko.
Yeah, I'm like, pants on. Like, I don't know. You would think with me being a mother, I'd be able to comfort you better. Like, it would be easy to me, which I can comfort my children.
Yeah.
But adults, I feel like I make jokes.
Yeah. And it's difficult when that's right. Now, it's difficult when you're used to him looking after you when you're on investigation. So, like you said, when the roles are reversed, then it becomes that little bit more difficult. You're like a rabbit in a headlight, so to speak. Like,
I was like, I didn't know what to do. So I went over there and, like, it's weird too, because, like, cameras are on you. And like, so I kind of looked down and was like, hey, bud, which he hates being called bud, by the way. I was like, hey, bud. And he looked at me. I was like, how you doing? He's like, I'm doing okay. I said, do you need some water? And I had a bottle of water. And he said, yeah, thanks. I said, this one's mine. I'll go get you one. And then he laughed. And then the producer said, we're never going to have you comfort someone again. Absolutely horrible. I was like, he laughed. That's what I wanted. Hi, Paula.
Hi, Paula.
Hiya.
So it was a weird situation, but he is very caring.
Oh, that's so cute.
Do you find, just sorry to interrupt you there, Shelley, do you find that obviously because he's a gentleman, that it's not the norm for a man to be affected in that way? So for a woman to see that, it's a little bit harder than a man seeing it happening to a woman, if you understand. Because obviously we sort of see the men as the stronger ones, well, generally. unless you're a feminist, but do you know what I mean? It's like, and it's a strange thing, isn't it, to see?
It is strange. Also, like, he's super tough. Like, he's the tough guy. He also is one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life.
You don't have to say it right here.
I would say whatever I wanted to say with you
right there. I think we could tell that anyway.
He's got a very, very good heart.
Yeah.
But he's a tough guy. Like, he's a man's man. If that makes it, like, I don't want to say.
We know what you mean. Yep, definitely.
Right? Like, it's weird to say. He's caring, but he's not overly sensitive.
In that moment, it felt like she was I felt like something was targeting her.
Yeah.
And that's not acceptable.
No.
So come after me.
Yeah.
And during that moment, I was really upset. I was going and trying to figure out what's doing this. Come do it to me. Leave her alone. And what you didn't get to see is after we got out of there, like my energy, I could hardly stand up.
Yeah.
Totally drained.
Totally. And Grant actually noticed it. He looked over and he said, "Are you going to be okay? Because you don't look like you're okay." Like, I had no energy. I could hardly stand up. Like, my emotions were at an all-time high. And that's why I got emotional over it, because I hadn't been used to that. I never had that before.
Yeah, it's totally out of your comfort zone as well. I know, I can totally understand and relate with that. Once you have to deal with that situation, and you've investigated many, many, many places, so to ask for something like that to happen, and then for it to happen, it just kind of blew you away, and obviously took all the life out of you.
I felt like that I let her down, and I let somebody get to her. And it reminded me of being like in the military, how you're supposed to be. I was so upset that I was letting her down and I felt like the team down, because I lost my bearings. That's really what it was for me. It wasn't that I was super scared. It wasn't anything like that. I was actually on a mission to try to go to battle.
You were going to fight someone up there.
Yeah.
Whoever was up there causing the problem, he was searching rooms for him. And he was like, and then he was really smart about the situation. Instead of letting it escalate to where he got disrespectful, he said, "I need to pull myself from this situation." I admired. You didn't fly off the handles and start calling whoever there was names or anything like that. You felt that you were getting heated and that you were going to get more aggressive, and you removed yourself from the situation.
I took myself out of the area because I knew that at that point I was doing no good for anybody.
Yeah.
Because it was battle mode.
It was the craziest thing. Sorry. Because as soon as he said, "Stop with her," like, if you want to talk, someone talk to me and leave her alone.
Yep.
I immediately started feeling better. And the crazy thing about it was what I was describing. I walked into that room, and then that's when it hit me. And I don't know if you guys have children or not, but it felt like back labor. And
wait.
Took me. Yeah. I didn't know.
I don't know what that feels like.
Yeah. Like, I didn't know if I was going to throw up or what, but it took me to my knees.
God's sake.
It's quite hard when you get such a low entity that affects you in that way. And this is why I do a lot of training with paranormal investigators to give them these tactics to actually stop this happening. Because it's in place that it should not be allowed to happen to you. They should not be allowed to be in your area, as I call it, your area. So there's one tactic that you can use, and it's imagining yourself inside a lead box. And you just place yourself in a lead box. Nothing can get into it. Nothing can get into you. I was on with Spirit Crew Australia this morning, and they were doing a live feed, and I joined them, and we were communicating directly with one of the spirits within this graveyard. And one of the gentlemen started to feel sick, and I said to him, walk away from the area, because that is the best thing, Brian, that you can do, is walk away.
Yeah.
You know, it takes you out of that energy source.
Mhm.
And as soon as you walk out of it, I said to him, I said, put yourself in a non-penetrable bubble that you can see out of, but nothing can come into you. As soon as he did that, boom, it went. And it's that cut of the energy. So firstly, walking away is the best thing to do. And you know, I'm really pleased that you did that. But it's an awful thing when your energy starts to get depleted like that, you know. So there's, like you said, there's lots of mechanisms that you can use to help that.
We've talked
Yeah.
about it since, and I've told Brian, like, hey, I can handle it.
Mhm.
Like, so don't tell him to come after you instead. Like, I'll give you a look if I need you to hop in, but like I said, because I don't know how to comfort you, and then I just feel like an asshole. Like, oh, you're broken, and like I got nothing.
Oh.
But yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching that, though.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And another thing I was going to ask you, Rochelle, is you know how, like, on your day-to-day job, you work, I'm not exactly sure of the job title, but you're kind of like, you work in dentistry. That's right, isn't it?
I'm a hygienist, yeah.
Brilliant. So when you're working, do you feel like you empathise with your patients when they're in? Because I thought you've got to have a certain level of empathy to be able to put a drill in somebody's teeth, right? Because I think I would anyway. Do you think that could be, that would highlight when you're out in investigations, then like you're more empathic? Obviously, you've said that you're not sure what you are, so you're maybe empathising
Mhm.
with the spirits that are in the location, and maybe a beacon of light, and that's why you tend to be getting affected. Do you seem like you're getting affected more than some of the other crew members, maybe?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because she has a heart this big.
Yeah.
She wants to help everybody out.
See, look at the sharing the love. I love it.
I think, Brian, I think you're just adorable, I
I
swear.
want a friendship like yours.
I know, you're just so lovely.
I always say everyone should have a Brian.
Oh.
You can't have mine.
Rochelle, it's a good job you were persistent at the start.
Right? Yeah. I was like, you aren't getting away from me, sir.
You marked your territory.
I did.
You peed on my leg.
I peed on his leg.
No, you didn't. No, she did not.
Brian, I'd like to just ask you a quick question as well, because obviously you were in the Marine Corps, and you were a platoon sergeant, and all my family have been military, including my ex-husband, and I know that both he and one of my grandfathers had an experience when they were at war. And have you had anything where it's made you go, hold on a minute, what was that, while you were in the military?
Oh yeah, I've had that stuff quite a bit actually.
You were just telling me about
Yeah,
on a fire watch.
Yeah,
Right?
I was on duty one time at our barracks, which it's 24 hours,
Mhm.
and everybody was on kind of like holiday. We call them a 96. They get 96 hours off.
Mhm.
So they were gone, but I stayed back, and I was on duty, and I walked out of my duty hut, and at the end of the catwalk, like the catwalk or whatever,
Mhm.
around the corner, I saw what looked like a person in Vietnam style clothing, like military clothes from the Vietnam War,
Wow.
go around the building. So I know there was only 4 of us there, and they were
Yep.
asleep. And I went and tried to find that. I couldn't find him. I wrote it down in my little log book. And then shortly, not too long after that, there had been other people that had seen the same thing, and they had wrote it down as well. So I had seen stuff like that. There was a church. We were doing an exercise, and they said that this church had some activity in it.
I love this one.
And I was on fire watch, kind of duty again, and me and another guy, and we had to walk around, and we saw the church. We heard a loud noise from the church, and then a ball came out of the church.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
We went over to see it. The guy that I was with, he kind of took off. We don't know where the ball came from. Like, it just bounced out of the church. So it was different. I've been around it a lot. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I do. You know, this is part of me. It isn't for a show. It isn't for a, it's what I do. I get up in the
Yep.
morning, I think about it. I go to bed and I think about it. And every day I read. I that's the truth. I do read. I do read.
I know you read.
Like not a lot though. Like
I know.
snippets. Okay. I
Just a tiny wee bit.
like
You like the pictures
No.
when you're reading the book.
yeah, no, it's more like this. Okay, good. But
The ball
yeah, the
rolled
ball
down the hill.
yeah.
And we're done.
Right. It is a part of me, you know, like I've been around it enough and I do enjoy it. I don't know. I like all of it.
Brian, you're just like I am. I veer off to other things. I'm like, I can't stay on one subject and I'll go pooh
No.
and then come back to it.
No, I am a space cadet. I'm on my own program all the time, and I don't know how I made it to the ripe age of 28 that I am. I'm 45.
I was going to say, where's the rest?
Yep.
Why did you dime me out?
I didn't dive out. I just like ripe old age.
Yeah,
I'm
28.
That's why I laughed at the ripe old age, not the number.
Okay.
So
No,
Brian, I
okay.
was the other day I was watching where I looked on your Facebook page and I was looking at where you had written there about the first documentary you ever watched in from the 1960s,
Yeah.
Sightings.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't watch all of it because it just timing with my kiddies being poorly at the time. But I watched quite a bit of it, and I was looking at the beginning where they were talking about Longleat Manor House that's here in the UK, and it's not too far from where I am. But it also had the house in New Orleans, and then the USS Cabot, was it? I think it was Cabot.
Something like that.
Yeah. So obviously I was just reading through. It's all right. I was just reading through reading. God, that's because you said reading. I was just watching through these things, and it was just so interesting actually to see how it could really give somebody that bug to want to go and investigate. Is this what really pushed you watching this documentary to go forward and actually, this is what I really want to do?
Well, the real deal is yes, but let me get to that part real quick. Me and my buddy went to a lady's house. I was trying to date her, and she went to the restroom, and me and him were sitting down. Her mother came out with a tray of drinks. She bent over to set them on the table, and behind her was a man that was standing there. He was gray. He looked at me, and then he turned and he disappeared. I immediately thought this would be the best time to break it off with that girl. Why she's in the restroom, and I looked at my buddy and said, "So, are you good to go? Because I'm ready to go." So we left, and it took about 10 days for us to actually talk about what happened. I mean, I was scared. I was terrified. I needed to figure it out. So I started reading books and watching these videos. When I watched the video, what really did it for me the most was, now I have seen something, I want to know how I can communicate with it. So I posted about Sarah Estep in her work with EVPs and things like that yesterday. And there was that's a dog.
My dog
I just
loves
threw it to the dog.
Brian. So
Oh,
It's fine.
There was an EVP on there of a soldier that I still think to this day could be the best I've ever heard. She was in the cellar, Gettysburg type area, and she said to the man, whoa, where are we going?
Uh-oh. Sorry.
See what I
It's
did?
all right. Don't worry. It's okay. No
She
worries.
said to the man, are you down here? Something like that. She was trying to communicate, and he basically said, in the clearest EVP I ever heard, I was in the war.
Oh my
And
goodness.
when I heard that, it has stuck with me. This is years and years and years ago. I still tell people about that. The time I listened to that, and that documentary got me to where you could see them, you can talk to them. Let's figure everything out that we can while we're here. So I do think it is that I post it every couple of years because I want people to watch it, because no offense to anybody, and however they got started in this field is perfectly fine, but there were things before the popular television shows that we have right now. You know,
Mhm.
like the UK, they had Most Haunted. That was going on for a long time. I used to watch that. But Sightings for me, first of all, it scared me because they had creepy ass music.
Yeah, it did.
Just like the
I
guy,
was like, what?
yeah, Unsolved Mysteries, the
Oh,
guy
yeah.
that talked, Robert, whatever his name
His
was.
voice will haunt me.
I can't. I used to put subtitles on just so I can I'll just read because I read.
You're really big on letting people know you read today.
yeah.
And
Oh no, but now I know you read.
I don't really read though.
no, that's why I want to know what happened. Like, did someone tell you that you were illiterate? Or
I don't know.
like, because today, like, you're like, I read
I do read.
a lot
And I don't.
Do read.
every day, and he doesn't.
I should. I will.
Mhm.
Today is the day.
No.
Sorry, just bear with me, guys. I'm just blocking somebody. Hold on.
Guys, we have to apologize. We get to rambling sometimes, and we're here.
No, that's absolutely fine, and
No
we'll
problem.
definitely
We
need to
do
get
the
you back
same.
on. So yous have done the documentary, is it Sleepless? I'm going to mix this up. It's Sleepless Rest. Get
Sleepless
tongue tied. Can you
Yes.
tell us a wee bit about that?
Well, we lived at the Conjuring house for 2 weeks, and we documented everything. We lived
Wow.
with our two friends.
Hold on, I want to hear him say it. One more time.
Oh, what the I said, wow.
Oh, I thought you said,
Wow.
Here we go.
No, this is interesting to me. I love that. Anything to do with the Conjuring house. Carry on.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
We're friends with Jen and Corey. We actually met them on the Dark Zone. That we were in charge of interviewing them, and we met them, and we kind of hit it off with them. Corey actually wrote his number down on a piece of paper and held it up to us during the interview. And Brian, like, "Hey, David."
Hey, David.
Brian, like, wrote it down real quick, and Jen
Teresa.
reminded him that everyone else could see his phone number as well. And then we were texting back and forth, and they told us that we could come to the house, and we were super excited about it. And we said, "Hey, can we bring 2 of our friends with us?" Because we hadn't seen Kendall in a while, and he was our director of photography on Ghost Hunters, and his wife Vera. And they're like, "Yeah, sure." So we asked them, "Hey, do you want to come to the Conjuring house with us? We're gonna go stay, hang out. It's not going to be any pressure because they know their house is haunted. That's why they bought it. So we can really just go investigate and have fun." And they said, yeah. So we ended up going there. And when Kendall and Vera had gotten to the house before us, and when we walked into them having equipment and stuff all over. And we were like, had our one little box of equipment. Like, we came on a plane. Like, you can't carry that much stuff, you know?
No.
And we were like, are you guys moving in? Because this is a lot of stuff. We didn't bring enough. And Kendall looked at us. I'll never forget his face. He's like, "We're making a movie." We were like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna make a movie. Are you guys down with it?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure." But what do we need to do? And he's like, "We're going to do exactly what we planned on doing. We're just going to record everything." And we were like, "Cool." And that's how Sleepless Unrest kind of came to be.
So basically we went in and shut the door, and we didn't come out until it was time to go.
Wow.
Right.
That's amazing.
That would be amazing. No,
Sorry,
I tried to find it to watch it, but I really couldn't find it like over here. I don't know if it's maybe just in America that you can view it, or is there another way you can watch it?
I think we don't know exactly what's going on, but it is supposed to go over to
overseas.
Europe. Overseas.
Right. So we'll get to see it. So that's something to look forward to for us, because that does look really good.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm super proud. It was fun. It was an investigation that to me, it was probably the hardest one I've ever had to do, and I wasn't really trying to do an investigation.
Yeah.
What people don't understand is being thrown into the element. Most of the time when you do an investigation, you can go home at night.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you do stay, it may be for a night or whatever. This was you're eating, you're sleeping, you're making breakfast there.
Yep.
You're living it, aren't you?
The whole time. Two straight weeks of being in the element.
Mm.
We got, I would say, and I'm not going to ruin it because you guys haven't had the opportunity to watch it yet, but I would say the first night we slept pretty good, and then every night after that we got an average of about 2 hours.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
So, and Richel has this horrible picture of me. I mean, I'm sitting there watching her do an interview one day, and I just fell over and fell asleep
Oh,
in a chair. It was so tiring, but so rewarding. I mean,
Yeah.
I really loved it. That's an iconic location.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, it definitely is.
When you think about the Conjuring House, you can throw Leap Castle in there. You know, some of these famous places that we've heard of.
Yeah.
It's an honor to be able to go and just be inside of just see the place.
Mm.
Yeah.
Literally, Sleepless Unrest was one of my favorite things we've done so far.
Hey, girl.
Another place I want to talk to you quickly, and then I'm going to let Charlotte kind of take over and ask some questions because I've kind of took the.
It's all right.
Can I keep it going here?
Just before you carry on, Shelley, I just want to say to the people watching, if anybody wants to ask any questions to Brian and Richel, please pop them on here and I'll pop them up for you.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
All right, you said to me,
So-
Move your hand. Sorry, guys. My husband's at work and my oldest son is out of town for a baseball tournament and my 6-year-old's here. So I have to keep running off for mom.
It's fine. We know what it's like being a mum. It's fine, honestly.
Yeah.
Fine.
My daughter kindly fell asleep.
Yeah. I told you with matches.
I've got twins and two older ones, so I know.
Yeah. So what I was going to talk about really, I've grew up pretty much most of my adult life. I've watched Ghost Hunters. Sorry, I'm not getting them mixed up. Sorry. Sorry. So most of my adult life, I've been watching Ghost Hunters. And so I'm so sorry, Brian. I did not mean that.
Okay. I'm just
Slip of the tongue. And so
I watched Ghost Adventures yesterday, so
to be fair, I grew up watching them all. I can't deny it. I'm just addicted.
I was gonna say while he was
you're
reading.
addicted to what?
I just addicted to watching the paranormal. I just love it.
I do too.
You know, so any fix I can get, I'm watching it.
Now I'm into reading.
Addicted to reading, that's it.
I've ruined
Just for one day. Just for one day.
Yeah. Not even a day. I'm done with that already.
In the next half an hour, that's sure you've had enough of reading.
Yes.
Can I tell him
What? What are you
about
tell
the
him?
reading situation?
Sure.
He doesn't read at all. Okay. He
No.
doesn't even read contracts. I read the contract and I sign them for us. I sign his name.
Oh my God.
My husband signed his name.
Look,
He's like, do we agree to the contract? I'm like, did you read it? He's like, you read it for us, right? I said, yes. He's like, you agree with it? I was like, yeah. He's like, then yes, we can sign it. And I'm like, he's like, but can you print off one for me and sign it for me as well? And then send it?
Look, I have not read this is terrible. Not read a contract. I don't really I don't know where I'm supposed to be tomorrow or tonight. I didn't remember this podcast.
It's a good job you've got, Richel.
I know.
Oh, I'm just here to do lift shit. Sorry about my language.
And then we were at an airport one day and I went to go get my bag off of the turn thing.
Yep.
And Brian usually gets it for me. But I mean, I'm a strong woman. I can get it. And I went to go grab it because he was just not paying attention. I couldn't lift it and it started taking me down. I was like, Brian. He was like, oh no.
The one time I missed her,
Yeah.
she's in the cell.
Yeah, just writing down. I was like,
where's Richel? She's gone down. Quick, go and get her.
This is what I do.
I didn't let go. Like,
Oh no.
let go. But I was like, no, I got this. No, it's not me.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I love it. It's brilliant.
Fantastic.
So I want to ask you guys about, obviously, Brian, you formed Riverbend Paranormal in 2007. So, and obviously you've done over 200, well, I would say probably now way over 200 investigations.
Wow.
My interest obviously is in the paranormal. I was born with ability to connect, and I absolutely adore it. And so I set up my team for that reason, to try and help people. So I noticed that you guys do a lot of home investigations to help people. And it, to me, hats off to you, because it's very, very hard to go into someone's home and you have that responsibility on you to either, remove or just see what is going on. So what led you to go towards more of the home investigations than public?
It was simple because for me, when I had that first experience, I was terrified. Okay. And I usually don't get super scared of much of anything, but that scared me, and I needed to figure out what it was. So if I can figure it out, when somebody else gets scared or somebody else is terrified or they can't figure something out, now I can help them. I like to help people, just like being in the Marine Corps, just like all that stuff. I'm one of those people that I like to help people. And so it was simple. Also, I came out of the field, I was doing an exercise, and my wife says to me, by the way, you're going to like this. There's a new ghost show on Wednesday nights, and I think you'll like it. So I was getting ready to get out of the Marine Corps anyways, and I turned it on, and I saw these two guys. You may have heard of them, Jason Halls and Grant. And they were on this show called Ghost Hunters. And I started to watch it, and they're doing their thing. And I looked at my wife and was like, I can do this. Like, they're regular guys. I can do this.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what people forget. We are regular people at the end of the day. People tend to put you on a pedestal, don't they? Because like when I was on TV here, it was like they try, and at the end of the day, I am so grounded. It's untrue. I'm a normal person, like we all are, And for me, there's not one paranormal investigator better than another. Do you know what I mean? We all have different abilities that we should bring together.
Yeah, you did.
I posted that yesterday.
Not as nice as hers.
Yours was a lot better.
Yours was a little
hopeful.
It was.
I'll give you some tips, Brian.
It was. I was like, Brian's being a little ugly today. What's going on? I almost put on it. I'm better than you. Brian and I did this one thing where, say he's grabbing something for me, being nice, or I'm helping him with something. And the first time he did it, we were in a car on the way to an investigate. We were on a road trip, and I could not quit laughing. And now we just do it to each other back and forth because it's funny. But when someone's doing something nice and he screamed at me, "You think you're better than me?" Whoa. Can you please do it? Because the way you do it is funny.
I can't do it right. I'll do it in a little bit. I can't do it right now. I'm in character. When you just
dance, monkey, dance.
Come on.
You got a question?
So this is Teresa. She's one of the lovely ladies that follows me. She's just saying, I live with the ex-owner of the house. He passed away in the house.
Oh,
so you guys get along.
Yes, do you, Teresa? Just let us know that.
Yeah. A lot of the time,
Teresa, you think you're better than me?
There we go.
Yay.
No, so what he was saying is we like to help people. I know that we were talking about my job earlier.
Yeah.
You have to care about other people. So the paranormal for me, and the reason why I love Riverbend Paranormal and am happy to be a part of it, was that I don't want anyone to ever have an experience and someone not believe them.
Yeah, of course.
Because I know that I was 8 and my mom may have believed me, but her trying to dismiss it hurt my feelings. Because I was
That's what my mom did. Yeah.
Saw this and I know what I saw. And she was like, nah, I don't think it was that. So I got into this field so that you have someone that believes you. I believe that you saw this. Let's try to figure out what it was.
Yeah.
So that's why I love Riverbend, because we do.
It's
private,
but it's 80% because I'm in it. And
it's more like 95. I said 95.
Dang. Yeah.
So Teresa just answered you there. She said, yes, we do. He built it. He protects me.
That's
So
right.
that's a lovely thing to have. But I know with the hit, obviously I've been doing mediumship. I was born with the ability, but I've been doing it over 25 years and paranormal investigating for the similar amount of time. And I know, going to people's houses, because of the TV shows that we see, they're very quick to jump to the fact that, oh, this is a poltergeist, but they don't understand what poltergeist actually means. It just means it's an active energy, albeit a positive one, or one that's on a lower energy level, lower net ebb. And have you ever experienced anything where you have gone into a property thinking, oh, we've got paranormal activity here, this is a poltergeist, but then go in and actually it's totally dead, there's nothing there?
I would say that most of the locations that we go to, even when we were on the show or doing Sleepless Unrest or going like tonight, we're going on an investigation. We go in with the same mindset every time. Let's go in. We've got what they've told us that's been going on. We've got the claims. Now it's our job to go in there and figure out if it's haunted or if it's not. Because either way, honestly, is a win. If you go into a place that they say they have all this activity and you can find natural explanations for what's going on, that's a win too. If they were scared because they couldn't sleep in their bed because the door keeps popping open, and now we can go in there and tell that child, well, your door's opening because watch this. There's a suction or a vacuum effect in here when you open the front door. Nothing's opening. It's just the way your house is built. That's a win for that kid. He can now sleep.
So do you find that your construction history helps you with this when you're debunking as well? Because obviously you can look at the pipe work, the house structure, the foundations. Does that help you along? Yeah,
absolutely. You can I go into a house and a lot of the bangs and things like that are different plumbing issues or house settling. I can look at the foundations. If your house is cracked, like basements, if they're cracked, they could be settling. I never go in to a place thinking that they're not telling the truth, though.
No.
I go in trying to either or, you know?
We go in and
reassure them.
Something happened. They heard this or they saw this. Now let's see if it's paranormal or not. We believe that you heard it or saw it. We just need to figure out if there's an explanation. I know Brian uses his construction background a lot during investigations, and I know it sounds silly, use my hygiene skills. Your mouth tells so many secrets about you. Like if you're deficient, no, it does. Like
I wasn't like
it tells you if you're deficient in different vitamins and minerals. It tells you, I could tell what's your favorite soda. I can tell what kind of drugs you do. I can tell if you've had oral sex.
Oh
no, your mouth tells on you.
Really?
Yeah, but you have to look at the details and pay attention and find the patterns. So when I'm investigating, my brain is trained to look at details and find patterns and things like that. And I know a lot of times when we hear noises, if we hear a noise consistently, I will start counting in between the noise to see if it's a consistent noise. And if it is, then most likely that is naturally occurring, not necessarily paranormal, because it's happening every 30 seconds. So what is making that noise every 30 seconds? But it's weird. I gave a lot of information there. I bet
we wave.
It was this. I was just waving at Jacqueline. But I'll wave to you, Brian. Don't worry.
Hey.
Brian not a set.
Well, I mean, no.
This is for you, Richel, by the way.
I know that is absolutely. I don't even know what to say to that. To be honest.
No, it's HIPAA. We have HIPAA laws, so we're not allowed to discuss it. We can't be like, oh my God, this
you
girl
just discussed it to the whole UK.
I didn't say so and so just gave a blowy in the where they came in.
This is going out to Europe and Australia and America too, just so you know.
Well,
as a heads up, Be nice to your dental friends because we know all of your secrets. You can tell me that you floss, and I know it's a lie. You can tell me that
You know,
it's a
I feel I hope it's quite innocent because my dentist, the dentist assistant, I teach her son to drive.
Uh-huh.
So that'd be quite awkward, if I was to go in and she was there automatically thinking, well, she's been up to no good.
Oh,
You know that? Just don't want to go to the dentist.
What you like, bless you.
Moving everything to like take care of your teeth, go to the dentist. Now everyone's like, one more reason not to go.
yeah.
It's like, stay away.
I hope if any of my patients are watching that they know that I can tell. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's for you again.
Much. I have a dental appointment next weekend. Well, looks like you better shut some stuff down.
Yeah, give it about a week or two. About 7 to 10 business days.
Andrea's actually from Australia. She's lovely, lovely lady.
Did you guys know that you were going to get into this kind of stuff with us?
I had an inkling.
Really?
How did you have an inkling? I want to know.
David.
Was it David?
He didn't say
Oh, no.
much. To
Listen,
be fair.
guys, I need to
He
pop
did-
out. I'll be back in 2 minutes, okay?
Yeah, no worries. He did tell me one thing, which I'm going to bring up in a second, about the pickle incident.
I knew it was going to be the pickle. I knew it.
So we'd like to hear about that.
Just deal with it.
Just deal with it.
Well,
I found a cookie that said that, and I sent it to Brian. It says, just deal with it.
here it comes.
I was like, ha, 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 so funny.
So, what with all your experience together, obviously doing investigations, what would you say is your favourite place that you have done that's like a public investigation rather than a residential?
I'll say that has nothing to do with the pickles.
No, I know. I'm taking it away from the pickles. I feel that he's feeling uncomfortable.
Public investigation with people.
Like a public location that we've done.
What's
Not-
our favorite?
Yeah, not a private residence, but a public location that we've done. It's really hard.
This is where people get upset.
Well, no,
What do you mean you didn't say
We-
this?
all the locations that we go to,
Mm.
we like them for different reasons.
It's a brilliant answer.
It's kind of like your children. You love them all, but you love them for different reasons.
You
Yeah.
want to go with like, can we break them down? Like, what was the most active?
The Conjuring House for me was the most active, but if we're taking the Conjuring House out of it, I would say Perry Mansfield's Performing Arts Camp in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. I
Okay.
felt like every building we went in, we had activity within 5 minutes. And it wasn't like activity where you had to listen back to your recorder to see if you caught an EVP. It was like 5 minutes, you're in there. They're making noises to let you know they're in there. They're round, which I liked. Your turn.
Fort Stanton, New Mexico. I actually liked the Windover Airfield too.
Mhm.
Like that was. I'm big on. I'm big on it all. I don't know what's up. Why I'm trying to categorize.
He reads about all of these places and he's just like, I love them all.
You can tell me. You can tell I'm a reader.
So, Brian, and Richel, if we brought you to the UK, where would you like to? Do you know any places that you would like to come and investigate?
I think that all of them. The pubs.
Oops. Hey, good.
Well, I think if you're wanting to talk about, Leap Castle would be definitely on there. I think. How do you say the Edinburgh?
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
I think that would be a good one. I think.
We're going there in April for an overnight.
Oh, I didn't hear you invite us.
Oh, well, listen, do you know what? You're free to come.
Yeah, I thought I didn't hear it.
Well, We are invited because we're actually organising a Paracon for next year, so we are inviting you guys to that. So that will be in London.
Please.
London.
Me?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
please
not.
come.
Never been across the pond.
Oh, girl, you've got to come.
Oh, you need to come.
I've never. We're going to London, baby.
For shitting real.
For real.
Well, we're in.
Yeah.
We're just organising the venue to hold it in, but we've got everything in place in plan wise. And what we are going to be doing is 2 investigations as well. And one of them we are just trying to secure a castle at the moment. So that's gonna.
My favorite. What am I touching?
Quit touching it.
He's getting all flustered. He's like, woo!
Yep.
Well,
Excited.
are you kidding us?
Nope. We would love you to come over. We would.
That would be amazing.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Screw the investigation tonight. Let's talk all night. That's
Well,
awesome.
thank you.
Yes.
We really need to get you back on because there's so much more to talk about. Like
Yeah, we would love to
you've
have you on
literally done
again.
so much stuff. So it'd be good to really have you back on.
Well,
Absolutely.
do you guys want to go for another 15 minutes or so, or do you have to go?
No, that's fine if you're happy
Well, we
to.
could go. And you could tell us all about what's happening with the Ghost Hunters, because that's absolutely fantastic how you've managed to get on that show to do that. Brilliant.
We can do another 15 or so minutes.
I'm gonna.
That'd be great.
While he's telling his story, I have to go pack my kid. I'm sorry, guys.
Right.
I was picking him up so we can do investigation. So
Richel, we definitely need to catch up because there's some stuff I want to say to you because I've been picking up things about you while you've been on the screen. So I'll to help you. So I'll be in touch.
if it's helpful, good. If it's not, keep it to yourself. Okay.
See you later.
Throw some stuff in a bag real quick. It won't be that long.
All right, guys, you got just me. Let's hear it.
It's all good. Go on, Shelley, carry on.
So, how did you manage to get to do the Ghost Hunters show? But everybody over to the UK knows who Ghost Hunters are. So, to watch you do this the series, it was absolutely fantastic.
Well, thank you. Okay, I do construction work. I do a lot of plumbing and things like that. I came home from work and I was in. You're the kid.
Yeah.
Son.
Sounds like my house when the kids are here.
Yeah. So, we can hear you. Like all of you. Oh no.
Oh, I do.
Okay. So I got a phone call. I was in my work outfit and it was a number that I didn't recognize. So I immediately thought, okay, that's a bill collector. I haven't paid something. So I went outside and it was a voicemail from somebody in Los Angeles, California that said, would you be interested in doing an interview for a possible paranormal show? Sure, why not? So I went in and I talked to them and I mean, I was just who I am right here.
Yeah.
I haven't changed anything.
It's the best way to be. It's be yourself, isn't it?
I'm just Brian, no matter if you've been on a show, you've been just me. Okay. And I answered them like that. And they were like, I love you. And I was like, well, I appreciate that, but I'm doing nothing special. Kind of turned into, we're going to send you to LA. They did ask if they could talk to anybody on Riverbend Paranormal. And I said, hi.
You said hi.
I said hi to whoever popped up. Yeah, you could talk to anybody in Riverbend Paranormal that you want. They did. They started asking questions to the certain members of the team, and they got fixated on Richel, obviously, and told her she was going to go to LA. So we went to LA together as the only 2 people that knew each other as part of a team, and we did an interview. We did an investigation. We did a week's worth of things. Didn't know it was Ghost Hunters. Had no idea.
Right.
So we did a week of things, and then about 2 months after the week, they called us up, both of us, and told us, you got the show. We're going to leave next week to start our first episode. And by the way, welcome to Ghost Hunters.
Oh,
It was like, do what?
that's so surreal.
Hold on. And then when we were down there, we went to St. Augustine, Florida. Grant came around the corner. We had no idea he was even involved. He came around the corner. It was a surprise. And then we ended up doing the show. And what a blast. It was great. It was a good Brandon and Mustafa and Daryl and Kristen and Grant. Everybody was amazing. It was a good team. They bring their own expertise. They bring their own thing to it, which I like.
And their own character, and it'll be like a family.
Yeah, and we get asked quite a bit because obviously Jason and Taps have taken back over Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
And they're doing it. They're great. Speak to Jason quite often. Sherry, Steve Tangle, they're doing a great job.
Love them.
I think it's great. I think that they're doing a good job, and there's no jealousy, there's no bad blood. They're pioneers. We grew up watching those guys.
Yeah.
We grew up watching the show, and for those that say they didn't, I don't believe them. They were everywhere, and then
of course.
So, I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah. I mean,
they all the different shows off when they kind of stopped being on the TV, and all the different shows that were branching off. Like, we'd watch them because we were that addicted to watching Ghost Hunters that you just wanted to see what else was going to happen. But I bet you had to pinch yourself quite a few times at the start when you were on that show, working with them.
I still do. I still do. When somebody, like, and this sounds crazy, but like if somebody, okay, for instance, before I came and done the show today, I went to the store and I was rushing around, and I went to my vehicle and I actually left a bag inside. So I had to go back in and get the bag, and on the bag, the guy put down Ghost Hunters on the bag, and that's how he knew who I was. So it's still weird when somebody says that, and I don't want people to. I'm Brian, man. I'm Brian no matter what. Like, sure, I had a great opportunity, and we still got things that are in the. I can't say too much right now, but
no, I'm excited though. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris. This is yeah. So
very excited.
Yeah, I think like with
it's not the end. We'll just say that. Good.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's exciting. So we've been filming for my new show that's coming out here, and I know when I was on the TV show that was on before, which was Britain's Most Haunted Places, it was so funny because the director, when we were sat doing the interview, and obviously you guys understand the interviewing bit, and he's like, no, just don't speak to me. Just speak as if you're speaking. And I'm like, what do you mean? He went, well, don't look at me. I look at the camera. And it took me a little while to really register, to concentrate on that and answer the question as if it was just a general, rather than actually going, well, yes, but, and I found it like, eventually it started to roll in, but it was just fun,
Yeah, in the beginning, it's definitely looking at the camera because you're not used to it the whole time to, episode 20 or something of the second season that we did, where we got it down now. We know not to look at it, and it's a great experience. It's a great thing that we met so many great people doing it. I never thought in my wildest dreams that you sat on my hand again.
He's like,
I was
so anyway.
She's back.
I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be hanging out with her all over the country, doing stuff that I just absolutely love.
And you guys do a lot of you go to a lot of conventions and things, and obviously you do talks and things. Do you enjoy doing that, and in a way of, because I know when I do it, I love to it's that helping factor, and it's bringing in, giving people the knowledge, because when I've seen there are a few investigators out there that really don't necessarily have all the information that they should have for investigating. And I think when guys like you come out to do talks and things for people, I think it really helps. Do you guys enjoy doing that?
We do.
Yeah.
We like meeting people, and we're like I was just saying, we find it hard that people want to come talk to us in the first place.
Oh,
we're all taken back when people know who we are.
We're not abusing this dog at all. There's a lot of
hey, Dougie.
He's
cute.
on the bed. If Chris
Okay.
watches, he's gonna yell and say, "Why is the dog on the bed?" My husband doesn't allow the dog on the bed, but I allow the dog on the bed.
Don't tell him.
You allow the dog on the bed, but
Yeah.
it's not okay because my husband sometimes watches the podcasts and he's like, "What's the dog doing?"
Yeah.
You didn't see that. No, we love going to the conventions and doing different investigations or public investigations with people, because we get to meet a lot of people and get to talk to a bunch of people and help build the community, get to know people. And it's just great.
Did you see Chris's comment then?
I'm scared to talk to them. He talked to us before.
He didn't actually talk. We talked at him.
Oh yeah, when we did their show, we pretty much.
Oh no, he stays quiet, don't you, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay, now it's the Brian and Richel show.
Yeah,
So you guys sit back and relax.
That's brilliant.
We have this cool thing we're going to do in April.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just me talking out loud.
Yeah.
Andy, would you like to embellish on that?
April 2nd, is that what you're talking about?
And that.
What other cool thing are we doing?
Well, we are going to go April. Do the April 2nd. I'll tell people about the April 10th.
Oh, okay. April 2nd, we're going to be at the Bell Mansion with Dustin Perry.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We're going to investigate with him. You can get tickets on any of our social media or at the Bell Mansion's Facebook. They have a link for that. We're really looking forward to it because
Dustin's a sweetheart.
He's a great
such a cutie. Yeah, it's very cute.
Is.
So
He probably is cute. I don't.
You can tell him I said he's cute.
Yeah, he's a very handsome man. But also in April, we're going to go do a local investigation here, but we're going to put it on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram for the viewer.
Brilliant.
To get involved in the investigation. We're going to send people on their own to different locations and have the viewer ask them, like, hey, ask this question. Or I think that's going to be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
And do you have anything else coming up that you'd like to tell everyone about?
May 13th and 14th, we're going to do Back to the Basics at Malvern Manor. So we're going to be we're not going to be using all this high-tech investigation equipment.
Yay!
Yeah, we're going back to like the reel-to-reel recorders.
Analog, brilliant.
And yeah, there's a lot. We have a lot of different events that we're going to do. We're going to do the Sleepy Hollow Paragon.
Yeah.
So you hear that, Chris?
Yeah, Chris.
You want to hear the story? All right, we got to do
That's a yay for me because I'm going to be there.
Yay!
You are?
Yes.
You gotta get to meet. You're gonna
Yes.
meet you.
You're gonna get to meet us. That's what
I'm so excited.
I didn't. I slammed my phone down with ink. I don't know.
Oh,
You guys are absolutely fabulous. You really are, and it's definitely been an absolute joy. I think it's been my cheeks are hurting. I've laughed that much.
I know, it's been so good.
Oh.
Well, wait till you hear this pickle story.
Yeah, so let's have this little pickle story then. Go on.
Why do you say little pickle?
Little pickle.
It's a perfectly proportioned pickle story. It's adequate.
Okay.
I've been told when it gets the job done. Okay. There are 2 children running around that are out there, and it gets the job done.
Only 2. Anyways, okay, let's get to the real meat of the story. That was terrible. So, after we had to do this, after we call them runs. It's on the show. We would do what's called a huddle, and you'd get it together, and they would film us talking about either what we're.
You don't even know what it is yet, do you?
No.
Talk about what we were about to do next, or what we had just done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm sitting with my arm draped around a chair like this. This is the back of a chair. My hand's hanging here. Listening. You know, it's late at night. I'm getting tired because I don't know how many runs we've gone on. My back's starting to hurt. We're in Alaska. So I'm been cold, hot. So I'm sitting there just like listening. And Brian's going to sit in not the chair that I have my arm on, but the other chair. So draped.
So I moved the chair this way to go sit in, which is ridiculous. But when I did it, we're not going to redo it.
I moved my hand.
Look, I went to go do it all stupid like, and I just rubbed my man bits all across your hand.
Just right across.
And I sat down, and she looks at me with sheer horror.
I was like, oh my God. And he says, don't say anything. Okay. First of all, I'm not the type of person that's not going to say something. Because cameras are on us. Everyone's seen something awkward happen. They can tell by my face and your face. They're watching the exchange between us, and they're like, something just happened between us. And, you know, there were witnesses. A room full of how many people?
Like 15.
15 were there. Okay?
With 3 cameras on it.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. I just touched your pickle. The thing about it was a horrible thing because I didn't know whether to leave my hand where it was or if I jerked it away real quick, which one would make it better. You know, because either way, I was like, I am not happy with this. I did not give you permission. There is no consent.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if I should pull away or just leave it there. Anyway, so I said that, and he says, you barely felt anything. And I told him, I said, I could fit you for a jock strap. But it was just like, what adult woman calls it a pickle? I was like, I touched your pickle.
Adult person gets into a chair like I did. Like I literally was like,
dick first.
If anybody eats a pickle now, they'll be thinking of Brian while they're eating it.
Oh my God.
And then afterwards, I was like, it's kind of a big deal.
So yeah, there's your pickle story. Thanks.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
We plan on making shirts that say like I don't know if we should have it say anything or if we should just have a pickle on it. And then whoever gets it will just know the pickle story. It's like an inside joke for all of us, you know?
I've had one similar like that, but it was it was a friend of mine that was on investigation with us, and he likes the opposite sex, shall we say, and he same sex, and he was just stood next to me, and all of a sudden he turned around and he graced my boob, so I'm like, oh, accidental boob grace, and he was really embarrassed and he just couldn't say it. He was like, he could not deal with it. He was like, what?
The horrible thing about, and if anybody comes on investigation with us, they'll realize this. My chest is apparently right at the level of Brian, like, hey, like to get a hold of, because he's constantly hitting me in my lady bumps. And I'm like, hey. So then sometimes I'll hit him in his. I'm like, how do you like that?
Listen to this one.
Your pecs.
Yeah, pectorals. Do you guys got another like 30 seconds for this story?
Yeah, go on.
We're now dictating what time.
Yeah, it's all right. Go ahead. It's fun.
A long time ago, and we're just like, no.
One more
story. My first, what was that word? When I first met Shelley's husband. He's gonna let me take her on a. We're gonna go to a location. It's a couple hours away. He just wants me to take care of her, right? Make sure she's okay. And I said, okay.
Like,
Shook his hand. What's that say? Boobs have
a bad habit of getting in the way.
They do, especially in the dark on investigations.
Anyways, we're getting into the car.
Don't help him, okay?
No, help me. We get into the car, and when we're in the car and we're doing our road trips, we're performers. We are.
Get with it.
The
There are
singing
runs.
is.
There
Yeah.
are dancing.
Yeah.
Oh, wicked. I'd love to sit in a car with you guys. I'd be joining in.
It's a show. We're even like, hey, St. Louis, it's Brian and Richel. We get into it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll sing our song. So I'm into it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting it. I'm sweating. Like I'm into the song. I'm dancing. She starts recording me.
Because this is good shit. People need to see it.
They do.
I don't
Right?
want her to see it.
I'm
So
like, yeah, get it, Bri.
at this point, she has braces, and they had just gotten tightened.
So, okay, first of all, like I just got them tightened. I could not eat. Like I hadn't eaten in like a day and a half at least because I couldn't chew. My mouth hurt so. So
She's just met her husband. I'm performing at an all-time high level. She is recording me. Braces just tightened. Mouth is sore. And I go to get the camera out of the way. She moves it, and I punch her dead in her mouth.
Oh.
I had to pull my lip off of my brackets.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I'm laughing, but oh my goodness.
30 minutes after meeting her husband, so we better. I'm going to tell him.
I told him.
Yeah.
I told Brian, I said, I'm calling Chris. He told you to make sure I was safe, and you punched me in the mouth. Probably were some other words in there as well, but I was like, I'm calling him. Wait till he hears this. And he's like, why would you do that? I was like, because it makes you sweat and it makes me laugh. I put it on speakerphone and I'm like, Brian, would you like to tell Chris what you did?
I punched your wife in the face.
You know what my husband says? Well,
Go
did
on.
she deserve it?
Oh no.
Because
Way to get yourself in trouble.
I know, I'm a little mouthy.
I mean, I've only punched her 10 to 1,500 times since then, all by accident. None of them have been. I don't hit women. I want people to know that.
He only hits me.
Just right.
But I will say, I feel like I've toughened up. I feel like I probably could. No one test this theory, okay? I feel like I could probably get hit by a grown man and come back up and
She
be like,
can.
okay,
Yeah.
my best friend does this on a daily. No one tests that theory. If a
No.
man comes up and hits me, you better hit me to where I have amnesia and don't remember who you are. 'Cause
And
I will kill you.
I better not be there either.
And he better not be either. Okay, we should leave because now we officially threatened your viewers.
One of them will go to the dentist.
Nobody goes to the dentist.
No.
He's going to eat pickles.
Or they're going to avoid them and laugh every time. they see 'em.
It's been an absolute pleasure, hasn't it, Shelley, to have you
Loved
guys
it.
on.
Absolutely
Thank you
love
so
you
much.
guys. Well
I
done.
could just ask you for a moment, just if you could just give the details of where people can find you, face on social media.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Stratton Richel. And then you can find this guy, Brian Murray, at Brian_Murray GH on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We also have a TikTok and a YouTube, Adventures with Richel, where we just post stupid videos of
Stupid stuff we do.
stupid stuff.
Hey, it's all fun, isn't it?
Getting punched and touched up.
Also, Facebook, we have Instagram and Twitter. We have Riverbend Paranormal as well.
Yeah, you can find all that stuff on Riverbend Paranormal too.
Lovely.
Fantastic.
Oh, thanks, guys. We'd definitely love to have you back on again because it's been an absolute blast. So thank you so much for coming on and having a good old chin wag with us. It's been a pleasure.
Having us.
I hope that you guys don't delete us after this.
Oh God, no.
You just have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Now watch our faces. We have to get into game mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it in.
Switch on.
Bring it in.
Switch on.
Time to go do it. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you ever so much,
Take care.
guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.